Let's see. Okay, and we're live. And welcome to the Rican Show. This is episode 47. And I'm here with the lovely ladies of LUCA. And for people who don't know, LUCA is a growing organization. LUCA stands for Latinos United for Conservative Action. Casey, start with you and let you go first. You said,
Awesome. I am Cassie Will. I am the vice president for LUCA.
and Christina.
My name is Christina and Neria, and I'm just a contributor and supporter, Luca, in Dallas.
All right. And so I know it's blown up since the last time we spoke, because when we first spoke, when I spoke to all y'all, I think it was only in Texas, New Mexico.
Yes.
I think that was it. And now where's Luca located now?
We are in 10 states.
Wow.
So we're growing like crazy. I mean, even in our counties here in Texas, we're exploding. And we're out in the communities, school board meetings, commissioner's court. I mean, we're just growing, and it's a really beautiful thing to see, patriots come out and want to be a part of a growing organization. We're so thankful for all of our everyone that's involved with LUCA.
So you said you're vice president for Texas or for your county?
For LUCA.
Okay. For period, the organization.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. As a whole, yes. As
a whole, okay. So, what have you guys been working on recently there locally?
We are really focusing on our days of action, especially for Ted. We're block walking for Ted Cruz, Trump, other candidates in the area. In Tarrant County, we are block walking for different local ones. In Collin County is our next one. We have block walking for Steve Kennard, which is it's a really important district 70, and that's the only district we need to flip red. It's currently blue, so we're block walking for Steve Kennard. And
whose seat is that now? Sits there now?
I
don't remember. Is it Allred? Is that him or no? Is that different?
Allred's in Dallas. Allred's in Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I totally went.
Okay.
Name.
It's like no. I was. That's why I was just curious, because I remember when Allred won, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won in Dallas, and he's.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and he's running against Cruz right now.
Oh, that's right. He's running for Senate now.
Right.
Okay.
And Cruz and him are, yeah.
Oh yeah, I hope he gets his butt whipped.
Of course.
Yes, we're really helping Ted. We're really out there doing block walks and getting his name out there. It's really important that we get Ted Cruz across the finish line.
Mm-hmm. Ted Cruz was my second choice in 2016. My first choice was Rand Paul, and then it was him. Trump. It's the funny thing. Trump wasn't even on my radar in 2016.
Really?
Oh yeah. I thought he was a joke. I'll be honest. I thought it was a joke. I didn't take him seriously. It wasn't until one day I was living in Texas at the time, and I came home from work, and my wife is watching CNN, and she's watching a Trump rally. This is back when they wanted the ratings, so they put Trump on all the time. And I'm like, wow, what are you watching that joke for? And she's like, no, you got to listen to him. He makes sense. And I'm just there like, okay. And I was there and I'm like, oh shit, he really does make sense. I'm like, well, I may have to take him seriously. I mean, I wasn't going to vote for Hillary anyway. I mean, I lived in New York when Hillary ran for Senate, and I didn't vote for her and I was a Democrat at the time, and I still didn't vote for her in the Senate because I knew exactly what she was trying to do. She was trying to piggyback on New York to run for president.
We really need to get people motivated, get more volunteers. We just need to get our people down the finish line. I think that's what's really important for people to understand. Just 2-3 hours of your time, whether it's calling, block walking, registering people to vote. I think that's really important right now.
Yeah, that's what was it Scott Pressler, I think his name is. He's doing that here in Pennsylvania. He's like basically I think he's like registered like 200,000-300,000 new Republicans and still working.
Wow, that's amazing. Wow.
Like he's traveling all across Pennsylvania because basically right now what it looks like, whichever way Pennsylvania goes is which way the election's going to go.
Wow.
Because we're talking, I think Pennsylvania is like third or fourth most electoral votes.
Yeah.
So it's, because you already know, Texas is going to Trump, California is going to Harris, New York's going to Harris. So you need a state that's going to cancel that out.
Yeah.
So speaking of this, then I think it's a good segue into why it's important to push these people. Like, especially it's like, don't just vote for Trump. Don't just vote for Ted Cruz, vote down the ballot, because the whole problem is if Trump wins, but he has a democratically controlled House, they're going to impeach him for any little thing every month, and he's never going to be able to do anything.
Yeah.
So, I want to show what's at stake here, because I'm going to start here with this article that I showed you guys. Actually, you know what? What do you think? Should we start with the article or even with the other story out of Colorado? I think both of those we can see what's at stake.
I think both are very crucial. Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? Let's start. I think let's see, because I might have a hard time bringing up the video. So but I'll try that first, and then I'll go to this. Then we could go to the story. Let me just bring up the screen share and. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna take us off the screen just so like that it could be seen better.
Okay.
So I'm gonna play it. You guys are still there, but I'm gonna, as you can see, I'm just taking us out. Hold up. Oh, it'd be nice if I clicked on the mic on it.
Let's see what gang violence is. Gang violence. Came down here to the Lowry Apartments, ready to Big Mod.
For sure, Big Mod 29. Y'all know what it is?
Yeah, we down here for the same reasons, right? Dallas and 12. The Lowry Apartments, we're down here chasing Venezuelans off. Look, we got another one right here. What's up, bro? Look, we're down here to take our country back. You guys want to pop down or what? I got a megaphone in the car. Yeah. Yeah, we down here. America trying to take the map. Yeah. Venezuelan gang.
Okay,
We're here to chase you off. This is our communities. You want to see what gang violence is? We invented gang violence.
Okay. All right.
Came down here to the Lowry Apartments, ready to Big Mod.
For sure, Big Mod
Okay.
29. Y'all know what it is?
Yeah. We down here for the same
Sorry.
reason, right?
I closed it. I don't know why it's still playing.
Dallas and 12. Lowry Apartments, we're down here chasing Venezuelans off. Look, we got another one right here. What's up, bro? Look, we're down here to take our country
Alrighty
back.
then. All right. Lucky I have a mute button. Oh, but then I can't hear you guys. Great.
Yeah, we down here.
Hold up. Give me 1 second. I have technical problems here.
Yeah.
I did it. Oh, finally. Thank God. There we go. Man, the Venezuelans causing a bunch of problems, even with my internet. No, but all jokes aside, I think that's a scary story. I heard it's even, I heard about that story. I don't know if you heard about the migrants that tried to like hijack a school bus.
Yeah, I
I
heard
think it was
about that.
in California, and even I heard that they're trying to do the same thing that they're doing in Aurora in Chicago, and
Wow.
that the difference between Aurora and Chicago is you have gangs in Chicago that aren't
Put
going to
up with
go,
it.
and they have their own weapons that they could fire back at them.
Hmm.
So it's an ugly situation that the government's allowing to take place.
I'm scared of well, do I want to say war between the illegals and us Americans?
Who knows? I mean, the scary thing about that stuff going on is where is the federal government? Where is the state government? Where is the
Hmm.
city government? And what is it? They're all run by Democrats. And it's like, this is why it's important. It's like, I don't know if you guys watch Dan Bongino. If you heard of Dan
Yeah.
Bongino,
Yeah.
Yes.
I love what he says, and it's the truth. It goes, Republicans won't solve your problems, but Democrats sure cause your problems.
That's
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that the Republicans are going to be a panacea for what's ailing the country right now, but if we don't want it to keep going down down the toilet, we need to change things now.
Right.
Well, I just think people need to understand, think about their children, their grandchildren, their neighbors, their friends. Even if you don't have children, it's really concerning to see that. I mean, just in Colorado, I think of it as my children too, and it hits a little bit harder because I have a special needs child, so I
Me too.
worry. You know, I'll tell you a story. I've been helping sub in my kid's school in his class. It's called STARS class. It's kind of like
Mhm.
half and half where they go, half in, half in the classroom and half, in another
Yes, I
classroom.
know. My son is in something similar. It's they call it life skills out here.
Oh, okay, life
Cool.
skills. Yes, I think
Yeah,
everybody calls it something a little bit different.
yeah. So it's like basically, he's in one classroom for most of the day, and then like 2 or 3 different other periods, he gets mainstreamed into regular classes. So like right now, my son is taking, I think, what is it? Um, baking, I think history and math. So
Well, the thing
sorry. Mm.
what I was going to say was I've been subbing, so we were in his art class, and
Mhm.
I was in there with the helping with the kids, and the kids were saying if you could turn back time and go back in time, what would you do? And my son had said they're sharing what they would say, and he had a picture of him as a baby, and they're like, oh, you want to go back and be a baby? And he says, no, I want to go back, and I want to go back and be born again and be normal so I can be as strong as everyone else. My son has my son has CP, so
Oh,
cerebral palsy of the left side. So for him to say that, kind of hurt my heart a little bit, but at the same time, I know the kids, they're very, very sweet to him, and
mm.
they protect him at any cost. But going back to having all these open borders, having these gang members, what they would do if we just had Kamala as a president, reelected, we're going to get the same stuff coming through, and just thinking about our children and the protection they need. I mean, women, as women, I hear people say, oh, I'm with her because she's a woman. I don't need to say I'm with her because she's a woman. I need to say I'm with someone because they have great policies. That's why I stand behind Trump. He'll bring strength back. He'll bring security. That's what's most important. Women need to wake up and say, just because she's a woman, I need to support her. I think that's just hypocritical and not going on what she actually brings to the table.
Yeah, no, I'm, I hate when I hear people go, oh, well, I'm going to vote for her because she's black or because she's a woman, which I agree with Trump. I question how, how she's black. I know that you're not supposed to, but I'm like, you have a family history of that your father's Irish Indian and your mother's Indian. You were born in Jamaica. He was born in Jamaica. So where's the black? Where's the African American? Where's the African? There's no, that's like me. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm, I have a mixture of black, white, and indigenous. What do I call myself? And I say I'm black, even though maybe I might have like 10% black, 10% African in me. It's just, even though I find that stuff silly, but at the same time, you have people saying this stuff, but it's like, what? What does it matter? It's like, it could be a Puerto Rican running right now. And if it was same policies as Harris, there ain't no way I'm voting for her. It's like, I didn't want Sonia Sotomayor to get selected I didn't want her to get confirmed as a justice because I knew the liberal loon she is. And she's not as bad as the new one, Jackson. Can't tell us what a woman is.
I just think people are so caught up in that, and it just really, I'm just gonna say, it pisses me off because they're using that in their favor, and I'm just not understanding, like, are you wanting to is it your feelings that you're more worried about or your safety and pocketbook? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just
well, obviously his feelings, because they want to bring back the joy. Like, joy is not going to feed my kids and put gas in my tank.
Well,
and are there
yeah.
And are they really the people that want her because of her skin color? Are they? Do they even know what's going on? It's what she stands for, or are they even listening to what she's saying?
Yeah. Did you hear her say something about like strength and joy or something like that? Did you hear about her saying something like that?
Yeah.
Like strength through joy or something like that?
Is it?
Yeah.
Weren't they talking about that's kind of like the Nazi kind of like slogan kind of? I was reading on that. It's kind of like the Nazi kind of thing, strength and joy, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, watch. I show you using a left-wing source. This is not like a right-wing source.
Yeah.
So when people go fact check, no, here's fact check. Strength through joy, Wikipedia. So yeah, I mean, not only is she a plagiarist, she's a Marxist.
Wow.
But yeah, no, I wanted to bring that up since we were talking about her. I'm like, you know what? Since I made the joke about joy, that scared the hell out of me because I'm just like, do they realize sometimes you got to be like, they used to talk about Trump with dog whistles. Like, oh, he's dog whistling to the to the white supremacists. So is this a dog whistle to the
Looks like it to me.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I think that here's another reason why to be scared of this administration. I mean, you have here. I put this is this is the article from the letter that Mark Zuckerberg wrote to Congress, basically apologizing for censoring posts, which I think he's just hedging his bets. I think he's hedging his bets with because he figures if he comes out with this and Trump wins, maybe Trump will forgive him.
Yes, that's why he's doing it.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. It's self-preservation. I mean, you see this. You see, I was talking with you guys offline about this article. This Robert Wright guy. I'm just going to
Hmm.
fast forward. I'm just going to go all the way to the end so you can see the bullet points of what he thinks the governments should do to stop him from delivering free speech. He could label it whatever he wants, but this guy's pushing for censorship. I mean, here goes: cancel culture, boycott Tesla, boycott advertisers should boycott X. And here's a scary one: regulators around the world should threaten Musk with arrest if he doesn't stop disseminating lies and hate on X. But then you also got it goes here, they arrested Pavel Duro, the founder of Telegram. So you see this push. It's the in my mind, you see the Biden Harris administration. They're pushing all this censorship. They're pushing all. They want to. If she wins, she's going to push this stuff, and it's already going on around the world. It's not just here. It's just there'll be nowhere to run if the Democrats take power. Well, what do you guys think?
I think you're spot on. I think, America is everyone's, last hope. And if we lose this election, we lose America as a whole. And I don't think people are really understanding the evilness of the Democratic Party, what they really stand for. I mean, we heard Kamala. I mean, she uses people's policy. She used Trump, one of Trump's policies, and they're just evil. Yeah.
What about you, Christina? You've been quiet.
Yeah, I really believe that if Kamala wins, we're going to have free. It's all about free speech, and it's going to take it away from us. That's what I feel.
That reminds me of. Have you seen the clip of? God, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, okay. There was a clip, and I think I have it on my phone that I downloaded it. It was Megyn Kelly. I don't know who she was talking to, and I loved what she said. I just love what she said. She said, "We're supposed to criticize each other, in a good way and a bad way." I remember that. I remember hearing about criticism when I was in my 20s, when I was in police academy, and they said, you're supposed to take good criticism and bad criticism, and as a learning experience. You doing something wrong, then you turn around and correct it. Don't do it again, or whatever. But in America, if you put somebody down, we have that freedom to do that. We have that right in America to do that, to criticize, so I just love how she put it, and it was so right, because you can't do that in another country. You can't do that like in Europe, or I don't know, can't do that in South America or Germany or Russia. You can't do none of that. You get hurt, killed, I think.
No,
Yeah.
it's like what happened in Turkey with the soldiers where they
Yeah,
some of our soldiers that were there.
they came on. They got there without their uniform, and I don't think they were visiting. I don't know what they were doing there, but they were assaulting. I mean,
They
that
were
guy put.
screaming, what they were
Go ahead.
screaming, Yankees go home.
Yeah. Well, how are you gonna go home? Maybe you're gonna kidnap somebody. Well, they put a bag on his head and take him. How are you gonna go
Hmm.
home? Let them go home. Why are you taking them?
Did you see that? Did you guys see the clip of? Happened to catch the clip of Nancy Pelosi on Bill Maher?
No, I didn't. I didn't see.
Mm-mm.
You know what? I don't want to put it on because YouTube's funny because I'll win the appeal, but they'll flag it because it's happened to me before. I've put like Dave Chappelle one time on from Bill Maher, and I put it on like a minute clip, and I had to wait a week before the show would be able to replay. So I'm not gonna go through that. I'll just tell you basically, in a nutshell, what she says is they were talking about Bill Maher was confronting her about, you heard in California they passed a law that illegals could apply for $150,000 loan
Oh
to
yes,
buy.
mhm. I heard about that.
So he was talking with Pelosi, and then when they were talking about it, she goes that she wants to make the undocumented documented. And we were just there like, I just was that she revealed the game. That's what it's always been about. It's never that the Democrats didn't care. They don't care about these people. They're pawns.
Mhm.
They're pawn in their power play. Because what's going on in Texas? How many illegals are in Texas right now? And could you imagine? Let's say, for example, if they try to legalize all those illegals in Texas, that'll turn Texas blue. It's scary
Yeah,
to think.
immediately. Yeah.
And that's their play. That's why, as long as it was happening in Texas, California, New Mexico, Arizona, as long as it was going on there, they were fine. But once Abbott started shipping them to sanctuary cities, now there's a problem.
Well, I just think people need to wake up. I mean, we're all pawn. I mean, the Democratic Party uses us, not just illegals. They use us. They they want us to react. It's a reaction. They want to get a reaction to something negative. They want us to be upset with each other all the time. Never solution, always problems.
Right.
You can work on people's emotions. I mean, you can work on people's emotions quick. So, yeah.
I'm trying to change my family's mind. It's like I said, I grew up Democrat. I'm from New York, so all my family are Democrats. The only one I know I can't change is my socialist brother-in-law.
So what's pulling them from what's keeping them from coming over here? I mean that's my question. Like what?
Tradition.
But
That's what basically that's
the
because
Party doesn't
we
have
vote
tradition.
Democrats. We vote
They don't.
because we always vote Democrats. So it's like that's I'll give you a story like with my mother. Growing up in New York, there was this group called the Guardian Angels. I don't know how old you are, so you may be too young to remember the Guardian Angels. I think Christina's closer to my age. Do you remember the Guardian Angels?
Mm-mm.
No, okay, maybe probably just in New York. Anyways, crime was really bad in the.
Oh yeah. Isn't there you mean the organization you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just briefly heard of them,
Okay.
and the guy that was trying to run for mayor or governor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I
So
like him a lot.
yes, his name is Curtis Silva, And my mother, I reminded her, hey, you remember back in the 80s when he used to, go around with his guardian angels and they would go and, protect like the trains and all that stuff. She said, oh, yeah, I remember him. I go, he's running for mayor. You should vote for him. She goes, yeah, I'm going to go vote for him. So when she went to go vote, I said, so you know how to go? She goes, yeah, I voted for Adams. What do you mean? Well, I thought you said you were going to vote Silva. Yeah, but you didn't tell me he was a Republican. I'm like,
Oh gosh.
oh. And she denies it. Now she denies it. If you ask her now, she'll deny it. And now she'll be like, I'm not voting. I'm not voting. Like, I know what you're voting. But I couldn't believe her. I'm like, because he's Republican? Like, you voted for Giuliani. He was a Republican. He's the one who cleaned up New York.
Mhm.
But yes, so anyways, we're going all over the place. So
I
how
I'll
long-
let you know. I sent you that that what Megan Kelly said. I sent
Oh,
it to
you
you
did?
on the chat. I don't know.
on the chat? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold up. I'll bring that up. But I was going to say, while I'm bringing that up,
Mhm.
why don't you tell us a little more about LUCA and what's been going on? Like you said, 10 states. Is there other states that you guys are working on?
We're in New Mexico, Texas, Florida. Our Florida team's doing great. Virginia. We are. We are Las Vegas. We're Arizona. We have our teams they're everywhere, and we try to get everyone to share what everyone's doing, with different states. Every state is different, so what they're fighting is going to be totally different than what we're fighting here in Texas
Of
versus
course.
Arizona or California. Our California team's amazing. Our main focus right
Did you guys
now.
also? Did you guys also recently do Georgia? Right? Didn't you
Georgia,
guys?
yes, we just brought on the Georgia. We have Georgia, but our main focus in all of our states right now is block walking, registering people to vote, getting people to be poll watchers. That's our main focus right now, is this election and getting everyone to the finish line.
Which is it's important. I mean, we have
Sixteen.
November 5th. So
Yeah.
how many days is it left? It's not that much longer. Just 2 months. That's it.
Yeah. And it's
'Cause-
gonna go fast. Yeah, we're gonna blink and it's gonna be like, wow, it's November. It's time to go vote. So
Yeah.
it's and
I'm trying to. That's why it was important. I wanted to get Luca so that you guys could talk about what's going on because, like you said, you guys are pushing the vote and we need that.
especially in the swing states, Arizona. We need to get we need to get those swing states going. I think that's what's in Pennsylvania. We need a team out in Pennsylvania.
I told Melinda. I told her that. I told that before. I told her that last conversation I had with her.
Melinda's
Hold up. Let me bring up the video. Wait, hold up. Why isn't it coming up? Okay, hold up. This is what happened
today. They actually think hate speech is unconstitutional.
Mhm.
Okay, it's not. Just for those of you playing at home, it's not.
Okay, hold up. I gotta. Let me bring it up so like that everybody could see it. Oh, there we go. That's what's going on. So what happens when you're a one-man show. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I forgot I was muted. I had to mute my my daughter came down. It's when you have kids, I try to do it when they're sleeping, but they don't always go to sleep. So anyone who has kids understands. But no, no, she's spot on. You know, part of free speech is being offended. Just because just because you know, um, if some ignorant person calls me a spick, I don't, it's like, what am I going to be like? Oh, arrest him because he called me a spick. Like, no, he's a dumbass that needs to be educated. I've done it before.
Right.
I remember I was was up. I was at college in Western New York, and I'm proud Puerto Rican. For Puerto Ricans, we wear our Puerto Rican flags and all that stuff, just like Texans do. And I had this guy. He comes up. He goes, "Well, if you're so proud of being Puerto Rican, why don't you go back to your own country?" And I'm just there like, okay, I'm just going to educate you, fool. And I just went off on him, and he was like, I was just kidding, man. I was just kidding. I'm like, no, you weren't. You're kidding now because now you know you're stupid. And that was but yeah, so I mean, what let me let you guys comment. I don't want to, I have you guys on to talk. I don't want to do all the talking.
Well, I mean, a lot of people say it to me. They're like, well, isn't your organization a predominantly Hispanic organization? So why are you in it? And I was like, excuse me? They're like, yeah, why are you? Aren't you white? And I'm like, well, first of all, my mom and her mom immigrated here from Argentina when she was a baby. So, and my dad's white. So, it's okay if I'm half white, half Hispanic to be a part of a Hispanic organization. They're like, oh no, you're just like what do they call that phrase now? Like a get me, or what do they call it? Oh my gosh.
Passing.
I don't know, like you're just trying to be cool, like trying to be cool to be a part of it. And I'm like, you sound so stupid. Like, just because someone's not full, Puerto Rican or Mexican or something, they can't be part of an an organization. It's just
but it's stupid because Latinos, we come in all different colors.
Yeah.
So it's kind of dumb that someone would say that to you because you have Latinos, like especially Argentinians, that are blonde hair, blue eyes, and you have some that are like dark, like close their eyes, you can't see them in the dark.
True.
You know what bothers me?
Go ahead. What bothers you?
I don't. I've talked to my mom about this. I don't like the word, what do they call it, indigenous.
Yep.
That bothers me. I think I posted something. I took it off Facebook. I was just playing around one day. So I myself look like a Native American. Those little costume thingies. You could put your face on and pretend like from the 80s or the Native American really looks good on me. Yes, with the costume and everything. I have the features and everything. And people has told me, "Are you Native American?" I said, "No, I'm not. I am. I mean, yeah, maybe way out there, way great grandmother, great grandfather, but I'm a mutt. I'm half German, half French, um, half Italian. Last name is Neria, and Mexican American from here, third generation. So when they say that word indigenous, do they actually know what it means? Because I can take you to Mexico City and I can introduce you to the indigenous people, like the people, the Indians in the mountains.
Well, the reason they call it indigenous, and let me maybe explain it to you. Maybe if I explain it to you a little bit better, you may not feel so offended by it, because let's say, for example, I used indigenous because if I tell you Taíno, you're like, what's a Taíno? Most people aren't going to know what a Taíno. But if I go the indigenous people of Puerto Rico, then people go, oh, okay, it's the people who lived there before it was, settled.
Oh, okay.
But also they use the same term, like you've heard what's going on in Britain with the whole, they have their own migrant crisis going on in Great Britain.
Oh, I didn't hear
where,
that.
oh yeah, it's gotten so bad that London is, I think 30% indigenous Brits.
Wow.
And 70% foreign. London, yeah, the major city their indigenous people are the minority now.
Oh wow.
So that's why indigenous is not just a term for Indians. It just means who's like the native people to the land.
Oh.
Who's that lady? Okay, so I'm going blank on her, but she's like a comedian, and she always starts out with batshit bonkers. Oh my gosh, I love her. She talks about that and all of the craziness that's going on over there about like the stabbing of those girls at a was it at a dance, like they were at a dance studio or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was a Taylor Swift dance studio.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'll have to send when we get off. I'll have to send you the comedian. I love her so much. She's just so blunt, and she says it how it is. Like, how they just bat an eye, just like, oh, it's okay. They're who they are, and it's okay. But if it was a white person doing something like that, it would be just a totally flipped around. It would be a totally different story, racist or whatever kind of story they want to spin. It's just crazy. I mean, it's a crazy world we're living in right now, and people are feeding into it, and it just, I don't know why people feed into the BS. I guess just because it's pushed so hard constantly, whether it's the news, social media, and then word of mouth. People are just talking about it. So I guess it just gets embedded in them and they just believe it.
It's almost brainwashed.
Yeah.
No, that's the whole thing. Like you're talking about with like the comedian. That's what comedians used to do. Like, they like, killed Dave Chappelle for his comedy special. Like I said, I don't know if you're old enough. I don't know if if you guys are old enough to remember George Carlin.
Yeah,
yes,
I mean,
yes.
My mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, George Carlin would have a field day with everything going on. Is like the manipulation of language. I don't know if you know, he was the one that coined the phrase the 7 things you can't say on TV. He got arrested for it.
Oh, really? Wow.
So I can, yeah, you look up him in the 70s, and he coined stuff that you're not supposed to say on TV, and he got arrested. So it's like, yeah, no. So, I mean, that's where people gotta understand. We've been there before. We've actually fought for free speech to continue here. It's like, because there was back in the day, it was there was some pushback on speech, and now that's what they're trying to do again. Instead of, it used to be TV, now it's social media. Now they want to rein in social media, because if they got to be able to lie and manipulate somewhere, and they have,
Mhm.
thanks to social media, thanks to YouTube, Rumble, you know so let's say, for example, like I said, Dan Bongino gets more viewers than CNN,
I believe it.
and he
Yeah.
doesn't have a big fancy billion-dollar building. He does it out of his a studio in his house. You don't need a big budget in order to get news out there anymore.
Very true.
All you need is this.
Well, I mean, again, it goes back to people. It goes back to people. It goes back to people and getting their feelings hurt. I mean, like, I see all these like reels and memes and saying like, remember back in the early 80s and 90s, what we used to do to entertain each other, how we interacted. I mean, it's just crazy. Yeah, it's just a
No, it
different
is. I mean,
generation. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
you know,
people are just sensitive, just way too sensitive with things.
I, I blame that
People
on
say,
the I blame that on the participation trophy parents. I go, no, I already told my daughter. I said, if it's not first, second, or third, it goes in the garbage. I told her, if it's last place and they give you a trophy for finishing in last place, it goes in the garbage, because I'm not celebrating failure. Because that to me celebrate. It's like, in the real world, somebody loses.
of course, yes, that's life.
If you don't get the promotion, yeah. No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're right. You lose. You lose in life. Like you said, from work, promotion, to a race, to competing in something, to if you're not chosen,
Yeah. No, I mean, it's, so it's, you have to teach them to lose. And that's the problem. That's why these kids are so sensitive, because they don't know, it's like, oh, no, it's okay. You came in last place, Jimmy. Like, no, it's not, yes, somebody has to lose, but it doesn't mean you have to like it. And that's how you strive to get better.
better. Yes, yes, you get better. You teach yourself. You improve yourself.
Exactly.
It helps you grow.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
that's why I blame the participation trophy, because ever since that started, oh, well, we gotta coddle their feelings, because if they're hurt, it's okay. Yeah, you could express your feelings, but you have to deal with them. It's not like dealing with them is not, letting them yell in the middle. Oh man, I can't stand seeing that stuff.
I have a child. I have a boy that way. Yeah, he would like that, but now he's in college. So
Oh, yeah.
yes,
Oh no,
yes, what do you call stress, anger management.
yeah.
Yes, yes, and
Like,
it's about coping
yeah.
skills.
I have a special needs son too, so I know, and he has CP too, so I and he has hydrocephalus, and we were at our county fair, and he pulls on my daughter, yanks some hair, so I smack him, and someone looked at me, and I'm like, he needs to know there's consequences for what he's doing.
Yeah.
He understands. Just because he doesn't speak doesn't mean he doesn't understand.
Right, you're right.
And once I raise my hand, he flinches because he knows, oh, Daddy might hit me.
Well,
And
I mean, that's I mean, you know, you say that, and then I was helping my son in PE, in his
Uh,
PE class, and his PE teacher goes, I said, make him do this. I was like, go and hold his legs and make him get up there. And she goes, well, I don't know if it hurts him. And I said, you have to have some toughness. Like,
mhm.
my son needs to know, like, it's okay, like, I can still be who I am and strive my best to be with everyone else. And I went over there and held his legs and I said, come on, pull yourself up right now. And he did it. And the PE teacher was like, oh my gosh, it doesn't hurt him. And I'm like, it's okay. Like, they wanted to be treated the same. Okay.
Mhm.
I get kind of
Equally.
mad when someone goes, oh, your son has CP. I am so sorry about that. I mean, do you think he's sorry? I mean, he's a human just like everyone else.
Mhm.
And if we just coddle them all the time, we have to show toughness. If we don't show toughness, then we are raising weak human beings. That might sound harsh, but how
No.
are we supposed to be tough?
Mm-hmm. We're going to enable them.
And that's what's going on. You when they talk about like the trans stuff, and it's like you're enabling mental illness. I hate to say it because they get all offended, but it's like but you have some trans people that are honest about it. They go, yeah, it's a mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I go to therapy. That I may take hormones and all that stuff, but I still also go to therapy.
Well, what's that stupid shit that they're doing too? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. But
This
what
is
is that stuff? What is that stuff that they're doing? Trans disability? It pisses me off. Like, have you seen that thing?
you said
Trans
trans.
disability. They
Oh,
want to
trans
have
day
like
of
some
visibility.
disability. They're pretending like they have a disability, and
Oh no.
that pisses me off too. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
how are you gonna pretend to have a disability? What
Oh,
are you?
well,
It's
there
a
is a
slap in
mental
the
illness.
face. Oh
I don't
my
know what the name of it.
gosh.
There's an actual mental illness where someone will like cut off their arm or their hand or like gouge out an eye because they feel like the eye is not part of their body or their arm is not part of their body.
How about you actually just talk to a person with a disability and sit down and talk about what they go through on a daily basis before you do something stupid like that. It's
Oh.
They want to be victims.
Oh yeah, that's the currency.
They want the attention and be victims. I have children that way. I have no, I don't. I have a 20. She'll be 26 on the 19th, and she plays a victim, big time. And it's hard. It's hard to deal with. I love her to death, but it's hard to deal with. It's mostly my girls. I have my 26-year-old and my 18-year-old. They play these They play this victim. My boys they make me laugh. My youngest is in wrestling, and we were in. What were we? We were watching her tournament in Joy, up there in Joy, Plano area.
Okay.
Joy, the city of and
Lovejoy.
Lovejoy, yes. And we're up there, and my kids still call me mommy, and my boy that he works for the county, and he said, "Mommy, that's a girl going to wrestle. That's a boy going to wrestle a girl. Why?" I don't know, sweetheart. I don't. But he didn't believe it. Like he thought it was like some kind of joke or something. This was like almost a year ago. We were looking at this tournament, and yeah, it was a boy, looked like a girl, going to wrestle a girl. Yeah. And after the meet was over, after that session was over, the little girl was crying.
Yeah.
But my son said, "Why? Look at his shoulders. The shoulders. Okay, talk right. The shoulders and his legs. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous.
It is.
It's crazy.
It's nonsense. I'm like, if my daughter played an individual sport, I'd tell her, don't don't even give them the platform.
Yeah,
Just do the
my
protest.
when my daughter was about to do hers, the coach said, "No, we're not going to do that with her." It was like another team, a different team. I mean, different school, two different schools were watching. So when they went to our school, yeah, they wouldn't let my daughter do it because you could see the fear in my daughter's face, and my daughter's like teeny weeny, I mean, small, like kind of like so.
Yeah, well, it starts with the parents. It starts with us. We're letting them do that to our children. We have to stand up. We have to let our
You know,
voices be heard,
you're right. And what bothers me and what scares me, I'm a person that I think about the future a lot. So I'm worried about those children that does the whole procedure, the trans, the whole thing. And what's going to happen to them 20 years from now when they become, I don't know, 60, 50, 60 years old, 70. Gonna have a lot of suicide. That's what I think.
Well, do you remember when we had our event with the the trans event that we had with Abel Garcia, and we got it shut down, and then they doxed me. I had protesters come to my house at like 6:30 in the morning with signs. Look at
Wow.
Kate's not welcome. Oh my gosh, like they were so butthurt that we had a transgender speak about his experience.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I
we
remember.
were so
I-
upset. And then they came to somebody leaked my information. They came to my house and protested. I woke up that morning
wow.
at 6:30 and I was like, oh my gosh, the first person I have to call is Melinda. No one's gonna believe that these idiots are at my house. And I felt bad even calling Melinda at like 6:30 in the morning. I was FaceTiming and go, Melinda, guess what? And she was like, what? And I'm like, look, protesters at my house. They were so mad. And they were trying to intimidate me. That's the whole purpose. They were trying to intimidate. They already shut down the place that we were supposed to have the event. Okay, they won on that, but we found another place. It's people don't believe it, but the ways the left will go just to intimidate and try to stop you from educating the public is so crazy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's been going on for a while because, like here, like Creative Mind. So you shared the story about the mom we know that made her son into a girl, and she lives in Austin now. I remember she used to live up here in PA. She moved down to Austin, and she lets her she used to let her son. You ever seen like Big Daddy? Have you ever seen the movie Big
Yes.
Daddy?
Yes.
Yeah.
So she'd let him wear whatever he want. So if he wanted to wear a dress, she would let him wear a dress. And she's like, "Oh, I let him wear whatever he wants." And it's like, to me, it goes, "Let me see. If I'm a boy and I wear, a football jersey and a pair of jeans, and mom reacts like, eh. But if I wear a dress, mom gets so excited. What I'm going to do? I'm going to want to wear. I'm going to want to wear the dress to make my mom happy." And that's what these people don't want. Some of these parents that doing the trans stuff, some of it's because they want to be able to, it's a prize to them. It's like, oh, look at my trans child. And it's like, look, here's a trophy of victimhood. Here's my trans child.
I guess they don't want it. What they call what my mom said it. The norm is the norm. The norm is like not trending. The norm, like being a woman and a man and have children together. That kind of thing. What they call circular family. That just being normal.
Yeah, the nuclear family. Yeah.
Nuclear family. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you know how you get offended by the indigenous.
Oh, yeah.
I get offended when they say cisgender. I want to smack them when they say cisgender. I just want to. So you don't want to say normal. You want to say cisgender. Like, no, f you. It's normal. You know,
Yeah, it's normal.
being heterosexual is normal. I don't need no pejorative term because that's the whole thing. They call you cisgender and they go, well, it's just a scientific term that we
No,
coined.
it's being labeled. They want to label us. We're all labeled.
Well, no, but they use it as a pejorative. They use it as an insult. That's why they say it. They act like if it's, instead of saying normal, they're like, oh, we're gonna call you cisgender. And it's just like, no, I'm normal. I'm a red-blooded male, that and a Latino, so it's it's double whammy.
Well,
And
what we need to be teaching our kids if you're trying to push something. I mean, it really, not a lot of people understand. Well, I know understand, but a special needs parent, we tell our kids to, to blend in with everyone else. We're teaching them this is society. This is what the normal is. If we want to push anything, we should be teaching children what about kids with disabilities. They're what they go through. Not a lot of people know about epilepsy. Not things like that. CPR. Normalize things that are needed in society, and I don't think trans kids are needed in society, and people are probably going to get offended by that, but we need to teach our children what's most important in life.
Mm-hmm. I 100% agree. Well, it's an hour later for me, so I'm going to start cutting. For you guys, it's 8 o'clock. For me, it's 9, and I gotta make sure my little one is in her bed, because if not, she'll run amok. Because I got a 7-year-old and I have a 7-year-old and a 17-year-old.
I know.
So, in parting, so I know both of you guys have social media. There's also LUCA. Is it .org or .org the website for LUCA?
LUCAUSA.org. Yes,
Okay.
that's our website, and then LUCA for the Instagram, Facebook. You can find us pretty much anywhere, but we're really wanting people in Nevada, Arizona, Georgia. I mean, any state. We're looking for patriots to stand up for the American people.
Right on. So, any last words, Christina, before we end this?
No, I'm just when I have an opportunity, and I love being on your show, and I saw you exactly a year ago when I was in Washington.
That's right, when you were in Washington, yeah.
Yes. I don't know if I'm running for school board yet, because I'm between jobs at the moment, and the job I'm going to is a government job. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it what I want to do, or is it money? So, I kind of need the money.
I get it. Oh, I get it. We got a life to live and a family to feed. So
exactly. So,
like, this doesn't pay the bills. This is just a passion thing.
It is a passion thing.
I wish it paid the bills, but it doesn't. It causes bills.
You need to be like Dan Bongino.
I wish I need more subscribers. I need more likes. YouTube. I could monetize on Rumble. I can't monetize on YouTube till I have 1,000 subscribers.
Oh yeah. So
wish those LUCA people to subscribe.
Let's get them. We'll get them going. I'll put that in the chat. Hey, let's get them going. Subscribe, follow. Let's get it.
So, anyways, if anything, I'll try to have you guys back on, maybe after the election or something, so we could hopefully be discussing good news.
Yes.
If not,
Yes.
it's going to be it's going to be a comfort fest. We're going to be here coping with, oh my God, now 4 more years of this. Hopefully we hear, okay, where's my whiskey? I'm going to drink. I'm going to take a celebration drink. That'll be my word. I'll bring a cup of whiskey. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that on YouTube, but who cares? I'll just post it on Rumble.
I like that whiskey part.
All right, don't sign off yet. I'm gonna end the stream. So everybody, Christina and Casey with LUCA, and it's an organization. Look them up if you're in their state. Join a chapter. If not, find out when your state's gonna be like Pennsylvania. I've been saying that. I'll bother Melinda when I have her on about ignoring Pennsylvania. So, anyways, everyone have a good one, and I might be on Friday for I'm iffy with the guest. I don't know if they're gonna have a free time or not. So if not, I'll be on next week, and everyone have a good one.
Great.